Woo-wee. It is hot. It is blazing. What's good, family? What's poppin'? You already know who it is. It's yours truly. Hey, yo, check it out. If you're not alkaline, I advise you to get yourself alkaline and live an alkaline lifestyle. Alkaline charged fruits and vegetables. Oof. What you know about that coconut water? Ooh, and no, I'm not getting sponsored. That coconut water, I got the peach mango. This is how you keep yourself hydrated. This is how you keep yourself feeling good. Now, let me tell you, family, I'm doing this video today specifically for the ones that do not have their ore 100% corrected. And when I say 100% corrected, you definitely want to be around like-minded individuals. You do not, and I mean do not want to be low vibrational. Do not want to be around low vibrational individuals, because those type of people, they will lower your frequency, they will calcify your pineal gland, and they will keep you stuck in a surrounded area full of chaos. And you do not want that. I tell people all the time, whether it's a coworker, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, spouse, you know, friend that you knew since childhood, or whatever the situation may be, you got to keep yourself alkaline, not just with your food and body, but with your spirit and your mindset as well. And you got to keep yourself military minded. You want to always be centered. And I know that it can be hard. It can be very difficult, but being centered will get you to where you need to be spiritually and mentally, and even physically as well, because you can have more rest. You can have a cleaner gut, because your gut also determines how you feel in your mood as well. Also helping yourself work out, feeling more energized. I gotta tell you, family, this year and many other years in the past and many more in the future will always be a challenge. That's why I always say, and I repeat, you have to protect your energy. I don't care if you knew that person for 30 years, 40 years, or whatever the situation may be. You have to protect your energy. I spoke about this plenty of times. Family, if that job that you work at or the city that you're in does not fit you, it's okay to move along. I'm not just gonna sit here and give you some speech and be like, just believe in yourself. And, you know, I believe in God 1000%, but God also said don't make anything foolish and don't do anything foolish. Make sure you have your money right, because unfortunately in this chaotic fallen world, you have to have this fiat currency, which we call paper currency, aka money. And if your money isn't right, you don't know anybody in a specific city, it could be rough. You know, there was times that I went and just left on a whim because I had to. That's a whole nother video in itself. And it was a little hard at first, but I did it. You know, a little help from my grandmother financially. She gave me a little bit of bread. But sometimes you just have to escape your environment to better yourself and better your circumstances. Because if you don't better yourself or better your circumstances, you're always going to remain stagnant. And you don't want to remain stagnant, because the moment that you remain stagnant, that's the moment that you're always going to be stuck in that same mind frame and a mindset. And then you're going to be speaking like the next person, the next man. You don't want to be an NPC. That's not you. You're a chosen one. You God's gift to earth. Where that smile at? Come on. I see you. What's up, big dog? I see you. What's up, sis? I know you smiling. Come on. Now, I'm not going to sit here and just lie to you and be like everything is going to be peaches and, you know, cream, because it's not. That's not life. But if you can, try your best to keep your element clean. Keep your plate clean, spiritually, mentally, and physically, because this realm that we're living in is temporary. It's a fallen realm. Remember, family, there's multiple realms and multiple dimensions in this universe. So you have to be always on your A game. You have to be. Make sure you blink. Make sure you drink plenty of water. You can drink some coconut water too. You know what I mean? Make sure you eat plenty of, you know, food that's charging your mindset. Make sure you keep your chakras clean, your pineal gland, however you don't say it, clean. You know, the faucet water that you may drink, that calcifies, you know, the pineal gland, because you have chlorine in that water and other, you know, impurities. I strongly recommend that you get a faucet where you can have clean, purified water, and also have yourself, you know, drinking bottled water as well. But even bottled water can be dangerous, you know, because I took to myself today and I was like, damn, I haven't had faucet water since January 1st, 2024. That's a long time. The only thing I've really been drinking is purified water or purified bottled water. But like I said, the microplastics in the bottled water can get to you, so you want to be careful with that. I mean, honestly, family, anything that you do in this specific realm is going to be dangerous. You know, you want to be able to breathe. Like right now, look at this. I'm in a parking lot. You know, it's an empty parking lot. But what I'm getting at with this empty parking lot, and the reason why I'm showing you this is because I'm in my element. Not 100%, but I'm in my element. The element is fresh air, vegetation. It's somewhat quiet, not too much, but just a little bit. Now, when I'm at the park, that's where I fully recharge my energy. Sometimes I walk barefoot on the ground, to take the negative ions from my body and put it to the positive ions to Mother Nature, also known as grounding. Sometimes I like to sun gaze because I'm literally a plant in myself. All of us are. We get energized and we feed off the sun, because if you stand in the sun, not too long, of course, because everything can kill you, everything can be detrimental, but you get charged up mentally and physically and spiritually. You get vitamin D. In some cases, you can even sleep better too, because it can help produce melatonin. There's so many positive, elements that come with, being in the sun and sun gazing. When you're truly awakened, not only to the matrix, but to, the world around you, you'll be able to think beyond the third dimension, beyond the specific realm. Because there were times that I was able to escape to various realms and various dimensions once I was asleep deeply. I was able to in contact, not me personally, but I was able to have God contact me with some messages that ended up being, very true. It came to fruition. Like one dream in particular I'll never forget was when I was real big, not big, like known, but I was, I wouldn't say I was on my way to the music industry, but I was pretty close. And I did a video, it was like a little YouTube short a while back, some years back. And I haven't really done music in a while. I still got some projects that I plan to release and get some new stuff out there. I'm gonna be back in my element real soon, but you got to be careful with a lot of these people in the industry, but just the world, because the world in general is filled with a lot of people that's broken mentally and spiritually. And I remember telling my mother, I told my mother that I've been around millionaires. I've been around them plenty of times. I can't say I've been around billionaires. I don't know about that, but I've definitely been around millionaires. And one thing that I noticed, not all millionaires, but some, is that they may have the physical money. Cool, I'll give you that. But mentally and spiritually, they're more broken than a homeless man. And the reason why I say more broken than a homeless man, because people look at the homeless man as a piece of, a POS. I don't want to say that word because he's a human being. In reality, that homeless man is richer than most people. And you probably like, how is that? Think about it, man. The homeless man, he may not have the flash clothes. He may not have a car. Hell, he might not even have a house. Hence the name homeless. But one thing that I do know about homeless people, and that was including myself, we don't look at the world for the materialistic things. We look at the world for what it is and the people that we meet, because the eyes are the window to the soul. And if I can't connect spiritually with you, there's nothing that we have to talk about, because I can't gravitate towards anything. Because yes, I may be physically broke, financially speaking, but one thing that you can't take away from me is my happiness, my laughter, my knowledge, my wisdom, the insane, willingness to shine that I get from Father God Almighty. You can't take that away from me. Ain't nobody taking that. Straight up. Nobody in this world can take nothing from me. And if somebody in this world was to kill me, take me off this planet, I know I'm gonna be straight. Because like I said plenty of times, family, as long as you being true within yourself and true within the world, you believe in God 1000%, you ain't necessarily gotta be religious, because, God exists outside of religion, and people have different, scriptures of what they want to get into. And, even the Bible has been changed up multiple times, but that's a whole different, video for another topic. But if you're righteous within yourself, you repent, you know that you're not doing wrong within other people, you're doing righteous, acts, you're going to be all right. I always tell people all the time, be safe within your work, be safe within your world. Because the moment that you take your eye off the prize meaning growing spiritually, connecting with people on a spiritual level, having wholesome conversations that can enlighten you, enrich your mindset and your soul, being in the sun, but not literally in the sun, but the sun meaning the metaphor for light, standing in the light, living in the light, being of the light, but most importantly, keeping your morals and your standards 100% pure, because your character dictates everything before you even speak, because your energy speaks volumes before you enter any room. And there's going to be some people in this world that's going to take you off your path. There's going to be some people in this world that's going to do everything they can to bring out the old you And let's say the OG wasn't even a bad person, but you had to work on yourself to, get to that specific part that you are proud of today as a man or a woman. I'm proud of you, for real. And I love you too, man, straight up. You guys are my family. All right, I'm gonna drink on this coconut water and just chill out for a bit. All right, I'm gonna talk to you soon, family. Peace.